Rashi says, listen up. And then even we can find it.
Tell me this one.
What is this?
I mean, you could say that it's not what it is.
Even after we come.
You could say it's not. You could say it's not there. Tell me it's the models.
Rashi's telling me what? Rashi! I can go. It's either what I'm saying. And I'm literally stopping for number 2. Tell me why you're not saying.
Okay, Rashi says,
if he comes, then what are we worried about? He's saying if he doesn't.
Let's say we don't get a second answer.
Why is he saying Jesus until you come? What do you mean? Who told you you're going to buy the Jesus? Who told you you're going to buy the Jesus?
Well, it's a cool.
We'll find that.
I could just walk around. We're worried about He said the same line, almost the same line in the southern parts of the Jewish law. I'm not sure that's a steer. I don't understand kind of line. Or I don't know what. when he's doing the line,
Rashi about this.
Rashi not being able to understand the situation. He says now that in the time the sun is functioning.
Oh, Rashi was saying now that you're right. They're saying you're not right.
And they are, but they don't look like the sun functioning right here. But there was already not sure like broken up in the field. It sounds like you're using the word apostle. Apostle means all pseudo together. But the only possible way you can apostle is to the grace. I'm not sure if you get it out.
Well, why would Rashi say good? Assuming that's not saying that the ball might need injury. Then they won't have, you're basing on your knowledge. You say that.
280.
Whatever that fake whatever they call it. What?
Because not locked into the it's on 280 is all 280 is anything.
That's trade, huh?
Yeah, so the trade. You start off with that meeting late.
Because it's 280. Oh, he says the first one.
Yeah.
Sounds like a big move though. Sounds like a big move.
Okay, you have a few minutes.
It doesn't sound feasible. I mean, this.
Same way when the guy walks in the court and I say, man, you know, and I really back and forth. Make sure it's you. And now we're saying, well, maybe why do we
right now,
I was saying that why is that relevant? Why is that relevant? Because I thought that it's
Not worrying that the hands are in the not worrying the ego. They're the ones who sign. You know who's really works. You know who's not. Wow.
coming. Before to give credit, about a week or two ago, I was in South Florida, bumped into Rabba Hamnik, who works a lot in Rashi, and he mentioned to me this Shiur in the Rashis, and got my curiosity. So decided to give a Shiur out. In general, Rabba Hamnik told me that from his experience, there's a number of the substance that Rashi does the same thing, where in the first Mishnah, Dafka in the first Mishnah, he says a pshat, and then later in the Gemara, he contradicts himself. He says apparently Rashi, he thinks that's one of Rashi's styles, that Rashi wants to convey the message that, there's a certain, that, the Gemara first starts with the Pashtas, but you have to, without the Gemara, you make more pshat. So therefore Rashi has a minute in certain Mesaftas, then the first Mishnah will tell you, so to speak, the wrong pshat. But anyway, let's see over here what we have. Let's just stick with one Rashi at a time. So we have a seemingly Shiur in Rashi. The person on the side of the Rashi, I don't know who that is, in the Saras Hashas, apparently already pointed out the Shiur. Rabba discusses it much more in length, and other people also point out the Shiur. That on the Mishnah, at the end of the Mishnah says that if they made the get in Eretz Yisrael, so there is no takana of Vaynecha Vaynecha, in Yesh Navarim is kind of Chayzva. That's the last line of the Mishnah. The Rashi says in Yesh Navarim, Shabal Ma'arim Shehu Mizuyif. So that the Tao is Ma'ara Shumazuyif. So it's mashma from Rashi. Rashi is making a limit that the Baal of Ma'arim, a particular era, Shumazuyif. Rashi later on Daftes, the Gemara has a minute in the Gemara goes through different parts of the Mishnah. So on Daftes, the Gemara is discussing the end of the Mishnah. There's really seemingly no reason why Rashi should repeat Pshat in the Mishnah and Daftes altogether. Oh, Rashi's extra because we already said Pshat in the Mishnah. And the Gemara doesn't even quote them, he just quotes the line. But for some reason Rashi repeats Pshat in the Mishnah, and he says, Im Yeshin of Orim, the Paisla. And another Rashi, which if you look at Daftes, about Iranov the Paisla. Says it twice. So Rashi says Yeshel Oirim the Paisla. So the diet from the Lashon of Rashi that the Paisla can mean any era of Paisla. Bao could be saying it gets written Shalal Shema. So some mashman away from the Rashi and Daftes. He says it is Kiyim, then we're not Paisha for Shalal Shema. So the Mashmot of Rashi goes to Schemas Alosha in the Paisla. She writes twice at Daftes, and then also the context here at Daftes is that the Baal Ma'arif, the Paisla. So there's apparently a Shiur in Rashi that Rashi at Daftes goes out of his way to limit the case that the Baal error is Mizuyah. So that's from Rashi that if the Baal would be Ma'arif or something else, he would not be Nabi. The Baal would be Ma'ara that is in Shalal Shema, he wouldn't believe it. Only Nabi in the Ma'ara Mizuyah. While Rashi on Daftes is mashma and the Baal can Ma'ara any type of psul. So Rabba brings already that he brings it from some cipher, makes a diak in Rashi and Daftes, that the Baal can Ma'ara any type of psul. The Baal can Ma'ara Shalom Shema. So he asks the Kasha, the Baal Ba'ar Shalom Shema. So what does the Mishnah say? Yesh Avarim is Kaim Chayzva. How does Kiyim Chayzva help for Shalom Shema? So I'm not going to explain quotes. He quotes some Sefer already. Some Sefer says it that really the Baal only has the Amanis Mi'etzem, the Ar to say it's Mizuyah. The Baal does not have the Amanis to say Shalom Shema. Because like Rashi says, both on that base and on that test, that in Eretz Yisrael, there would be Kiyim. The Rashi on that test says the B'nai Eretz Yisrael V'adai B'kiyim Yishma. So therefore, without inheriting, would not be allowed to believe to say Shalom Yishma. Therefore, once there's Kiyum, we're not Chayshish Shalom Yishma, even if the Baal Ma'arek, then Shalom Yishma. But if there's no Kiyum, then the Baal has a Migui. I would have been believed, I could have come in and say the get's possible because of Zuyev. So believing that the get's possible, if now therefore if he comes in and says the get's possible for a different reason, Shalom Shema, even though intrinsically he would not be believed to tie in Shalom Shema, but with a Migui of Zuyev he's believed to say that Shalom Shema. But it's exactly like basically Shmuel. Shmuel we know says that you're believed to say, believed to tie the star clay is Mizuya is Barua, Migoy Diboya Mizuya. Meaning if you were just Ikra did to say Barua, you're not believed because star clay beyond my boy. But if the star is not Mikuyan, you would be believed to say Mizuya. And since you're believed to say Mizuya, you have a migui that you can say Parua. That's Shmuel Shita. Rab disagrees. But Shmuel holds that Mishar Shekatsa Fasarda Kaimo because you're believed with a migui to say Parua. So Rashi and Daftes is saying the exact same thing, which is very, very logical, very nostalgic. Just like Shmuel says, if you're believed with Mizuyah, you're not believed to say Parua inherently in Grun. But if you could say Mizuyah, you got a Migui, and you're believed to say Perua also. But if you're in a kind of star, you can no longer say Mizuyah, then you're not believed to say Perua. That's Shmuel Shita. So the same thing would be byGanisha. If the get is Mikuya, and you walk in and say that it's Shalom Lishma, you're not believed. Just like if the star is Mikuya, and you walk in and say Perua, it's not believed. But if the star is not Mekuyim, and you would be believed to say Mizuyim, so now you have a Migui. Believe me with what I'm saying, if I wanted to lie, I could have said Mizuyim. So therefore, by a star Chayiv, Shmuel says, you're never with a Migui that you could have said, when you say Perua, you're never with a Migui that you could have said Mizuyim. And by get, you're never with a Migui of saying Shalom Shema, Migui Mizuyim. So meanwhile, again, going back, so we have the Shiur and Rashi. That's the main question. The Rashi on the text is mashma, that Yeshlav Oren means any type of error, and the shot is that the Baal would be nemen because he has a migui that he could have said Mizuyah. And therefore, until you Mekayim the star, the Baal's nemen. Once you Mekayim the star, the Baal loses the migui. So he's down 7. So there, that's what Rashi seems to say on that test. But Rashi on that base goes out of his way to say in Yeshalayim, the Baal Aaron Shu Mizuyah. So Rashi on that base is mashma that the Baal is only nemen with a ziyah. Now he's not nemen to say Shalom Yishma with a migui of Mizuyah. So the Shiur in Rashi. And this is, this is saying that Rashi and that base is going according to the pashtus of Havamina. Rashi and that test is going in the Maskana. There's something in the Gemara between that base and that test that causes a switch. Because when you learn the Mishnah Kipshuto and you see the Gemara as Havamina in the Gemara, according to the Gemara as Havamina would be like Rashi and that base. But when we get to the Gemara's Maskana, based on the Gemara somewhere between Beis and Naftes, there's some Sahabi in the Maskana to the Gemara switch. And once you switch in that Maskana, then that causes this switch in Rashi. That's the structure. When I say that's the general structure that they say whenever you have such a thing. Where Rashi in the Mishnah says one shot, and later it says a different shot. You assume that Rashi in the Mishnah was explaining the quiet of the Havamina, and Rashi in the Gemara is going to Maskana. So what we need to do, in order to answer this theorem, is to find something in the regretfully, there's nothing in the Gemara seemingly that causes the switch. So we have to find something in the Gemara which would bring about this switch. In other words, the shaila is the point of Machlokes, seemingly between Rashi and Daf Beis and Rashi and Daf Tes, is Rashi and Daf Tes. Everyone agrees that you're believed to tie the Zuyuf without any Migud down. Everybody agrees that if you don't have the Migud, you're not believed to tie the Shalom Shema. And once you get the Kuyan, you're not believed to say Shalom Shema. The Machlokes is, are you believed to say Shalom Shema? Migud in a Zuyuf. Rashi and Daf Beis seems to say you're not believing in a Migud. Rashi and Daf Tes says you are believing in a Migud. Truth is, in Svara, Rashi and Daf Tes is Pashas correct because it's exactly like Shmuel. Just like Shmuel says you're not believed to say Parua inherently if they get started B'kuyim. If the star is not B'kuyim, you believe Parua Migud in a Zuyuf. So Pashas, but again, you should be believed Shalom Shema Migud of the Zuyuf. So in general, in Svara, there really is two questions. That's where I wrote down in the goals of the Shiur. Really two questions, but to break it down. One is to explain the Shiur, why Rashi switched. And what is the Havana of Rashi? Obviously, this is a prerequisite. In order to answer the Shiur, we have to first explain the Svara of Rashi and Daf Beis, why Rashi and Daf Beis holds there's no Migud. And then we'll have to explain that there's something in the Gemara which causes the Gemara to switch, and that the there is a Migud. Okay. So that's the goal of the Shiur. Okay. Now let's go a few background and try and hopefully answer the question. In general, in the whole sugya, there seems to be a very big problem. Why is it, why is it that the husband died as Mizuyah? He has no raya, no basis, no migud, and he believes the dying is Mizuyah. Never Israel. If the husband died as Shadal Ishma, if he doesn't have a migud, he's a Shtar Bekuyim, everybody agrees he's not believed. What's the difference? Why is it that he's believed to say Mizuyah, and he's not believed to say Shalom Shema? So, the guys know. And this is where the Gemara Daf Gimel. Gemara Daf Gimel, in Daf Gimel, the Gemara really asks the kasha. Rabba said that the reason for it, Nifla, is because of Cheshesh Mizuyah. So the Gemara asks the kasha on Daf Gimel. And some of the sheets I put it in, I remember to put it in. The other sheets I left it out, I'm sorry. The Gemara Daf Gimel asks the kasha that with the Rabba, you should eat 2 eggs. The Gemara's kasha was that it's a real, that we should eat 2 eggs to prove to us that the guest not Mizuyah, because it's a real shaila. The husband tied us as Mizuyah. We should eat 2. The husband could tie as Mizuyah, you should eat 2. So the Gemara says, the dinu, the kiyush stars not made out of God. That means the Rabbi Dina, you don't need any kiyush, because they're sluggish. So when anything comes to our star, nothing should ever do some better. Rabba knew the Asher. Well, so we do the kiyush Rabba. So the Gemara says that in the Raisa you do not need kiyush. Why not? So Rashi says, because so Rashi says, Midaraisa, you do not need kiyah. Midaraisa, we're not nervous at any star, not to a get, so any star, including get. We're not Midaraisa, we're not choshesh that a star is Mizuyah. Because there's a umdana, no chotzav initiative yufeh. We have to figure out how strong that umdana is. However, Rabbanan the answer. Rabbanan required kiyah. Therefore, by Gerisha, Mishum Iguna, they were made go that Ein Echad is enough for Kiyah. And Mishum Iguna could have Rabba. So the Gemara says that really Medina, just like the vow, really the Deraisa, is not meant to come in to say to get Shalom Shema, because he's going against an Umdana of Stam in Eretz Israel, the Bikiyim in Shema. So he would not be believed in Eretz Israel to say that he gets written Shalom Shema. There's an Umdana that that's not true. In Eretz Israel, people are Bikiyim in Shema. So also, in the Raisa, the vow is not believed to say that he gets Mezuyah, because all Chatzah finishes the Yufeh. For some reason, Rabbanan Huda Ashraf. Now, Rabbanan Huda Ashraf only by Shalom Shema. Rabbanan Huda Ashraf by other kinds of, only by Mezuyah. Rabbanan did not Huda Ashraf by other kinds of the Baal kinds of the stars also for some other reason. So the question, just like the background, in order to answer anything, is you have to understand why is it that when it comes to Shalom Mezuyah, Rabbanan Huda Ashraf, even though Midaraisa there's a Lokatza that finishes the Yufeh, but Midrabbanan we don't rely on the Lokatza that finishes the Yufeh, and if the Baal time is the stars Mezuyah, we believe the Shpal, made by Get, made by other stars, while the Baal would tell the reason is Rabbanan Huda Ashraf. That's the introductory question. So the superficial answer would be that apparently the Lokatza finish the Yufeh is not such a great Umdana. It's a Shrachel Umdana. One and more. So the Umdana that people write Yishma, that's a good Umdana. But the Umdana that the Lokatza finish the Yufeh is a weak Umdana. So even though the Raisa is good enough, but the Rabbanan Huda Ashraf, Rabbanan don't want to rely on that Umdana. But the fire, that's not true. For besides that, it's a little funny that this one Umdana is not enough. We don't find any other Umdana that Rabbanan weren't happy with. But it's not true from Bikiyas. First of all, in the Taisus, the Beis says that if the person by stars, if the bow's not here, so we just want to know what will we be tamidin. So first he assumed we're tamidin mezuyah because of the shaf is high. But then he said no, could be that we have a solution for the shaf is high. We'll find a perua. Says the Maran, other people too. Why? What's the difference if you're worried about the shaf is high? Why is better? Why is perua a better time than mezuyah? He said because Perua is Shliach and Mezuyah is not Shliach. So Gufa, the Maran says that Perua is a more Shliach Taina than Mezuyah. So Perua is a more Shliach Taina than Mezuyah. So then why is it that the Rabbanan made a takana against Perua, against Mezuyah, that they didn't rely on the Lokatza finishes the Yufeh, but they did not make a takana that we don't rely on that the stars of Yadi by boy, they're not nervous at Perua. You really see it. Said we're going to feed a Rameir the Chayish from Utah. So the Gemara, that was top 8. So that means that even first of all, it's even according to the Lokatza Vish Yufeh, by Get Isha, we rely on that. That's even in Rameir the Chayish from Utah. And it's even in Shavuot, who holds Einochim Amamid Acharayv, because it's a by Shtar Mamadis. So it's clear that a Lokatza finishes the Yufeh it's not just a plain ordinary robe. A Lokatza finishes the Yufeh has to be a Ruba de Ruba, which is what people say. It has to be a super robe. Because if it wouldn't be a super robe, then according to a mayor, we wouldn't rely on Get Isha, because a mayor holds Chashim in the Utah. But the Gemara says, about days that we're going even to Rameir. And in the Shar stars, we wouldn't, according to Rav, according to Shmuel, they know Kamam and Akaroi, which is how we passed him, we wouldn't say that we derive it on the Kiyam based on a right of the Lokatza finish, it's only a right. So obviously the Lokatza finish is a Yufeh, is a Ruba Deruba. Ruba Deruba, even Rabba agrees, and even by Shmuel agrees that by Mammon, even though I know the Mammon Acharai, we rely on a Ruba Deruba. So that means that Ochotza finishes the Yuve is a super right. Before, but whatever it is, apparently it's a super right. That's the Pashup Shah. It's a super right. So what? It's very strange. We have other cases where, for example, according to Rav holds Hokim B'Mammon Acharai. So we have other rights that, according to Rav, we follow, even though it's only a right, it's not a Ruba Deruba. We rely on a moment. Here, the Zuyas, which is clearly a Ruba Deruba, because it works even according to Shmuel, kind of Rabban with the Atzur. In other words, why would it be that according to Rav, in other words, it's mukluk that a Chotza finishes the Yuve has to be a Ruba Deruba, the fact that it works according to Shmuel. Because Shmuel holds Ein Ochel Mammon Acharai. Rav also agrees that it works like this. It's Pashup. You don't need a Ruba Deruba, but a Maisa, it's mukluk that a Chotza finishes the Yuve as a Ruba Deruba. Came on Rabbanan and didn't rely on it. But yet, according to Rav, Rabbanan never came along and said, we're not even going to rely on a right. Rav says, Hokim B'Mammon Acharai. Rabbanan never came along and said, okay, it's only a right, I'm not going to rely on it. Rabbanan is Atzur. No, Rabbanan are quite happy to rely on right by Mammon according to Rav. But a Chotza finishes the Yufe, which is the Ruba Deruba, for some reason, Rabbanan weren't happy with. So, there has to be, we have to understand what is the reason why Rabban was Atzur. Why did Rabban require Kiyah? It's a great, you have a great Shiur. You have a Chotza finishes the Yuve, which is Shiur says that most of the person would never do it. It's a Ruba Deruba. You have a great Shiur. And we don't find that Rabban were machmir even on lesser Shiurim. Again, the Maram says that Perua is Shliach. Well, this is low Shliach. And that Perua, the Rabbanan never were nervous for Perua, but they are nervous for Mizuyah. So what's the difference? What's the reason for Rabbanan to Atzur? So I think the first step of the Shiur, and this is you have to know a little bit Taisus on the base in Yeshav Iron. But Taisus says on the base, famous Taisus, that Mizuyah has a problem of Shafkas Chai. And Taisus says that therefore there's a special thing that we would be, even if the husband's died, if by Shtar Moment, we're talking Shtar Moment, he says that the problem of Shafkas Chai, and if the Baal Shtar is not here, we would Tanit it. Mizuyah, because the Shafkas Chai has to be. So I assume that that's Shaf. The reason why the Mizuyah is different than all other Shashas is not because Rabbanan Atzur, even though there's a Ruba Deruba, you have a great Shiur, but there's a problem with Shafkas Chai. And okay, whatever the Hezbollah, the Acharonim explained, if there's a Ruba Deruba, if there's a why is there no Shafkas Chai? There's some cipher, because you just need one Gana, whatever. But they explain Shannon Taisus why, even though the Gemara says Ochotza finishes the Yuve, there's still a problem of Shafkas Chai. That's not for us now. But the Maisa, Taisus says that Mizuyah has a unique problem. There's a special problem with Mizuyah, which nothing else has. It's called the Shafkas Chai. Now, there's Shalom Nishma, not Shalom Shafkas Chai. It's your fault. You went ahead if you made a Shalom Nishma, not Shalom Shafkas Chai. But Mizuyah, if a person could go ahead and forge stars, then you have this one Gana that can forge stars that can destroy the world. So Shafkas Chai. So there's a special reason why we need to be cautious from Mizuyah. Taisus only says so Shafkas Chai to explain why Tanit it. But I'm extending Taisus, saying the same way Taisus said Shafkas Chai is the reason why we do Tanit it. It's the same reason why, in general, we believe the Baal altogether if the Baal comes along and dies Mizuyah. Now, the Choira, there's a tremendous kasha on me. Is that I'm contradicting Taisus. Because the Taisus in the first line, and the Yeshav Eirin, Taisus says that only by Shtar Mammon with Tanida and Mizuyev, because of the Shaf is Chai. But by Get, we're not Tanida and Mizuyev. It's only in Yeshav Eirin is Kai B'Chaisva. Mashma, if there's no Eirin, it's not Yis Kai B'Chaisva. That's the Tanida. Apparently by Get Isha, we don't do it. Says Taisus, the reason is because we Shumi Guna. So even though by all Shtar Mammon, we find Tanina and Zuyev, even if the Baldar is not here because of the Shaftas Kai, by Get, we don't Tanina and Zuyev, can we Shumi Guna. Came on the Maram Shif, should put everything in the Maram Kemis, I apologize, I assume hopefully everyone learned this. Maram Shif asked the Kasha, why did Taisus need to say Mishumi Guna? He should have just said there's no Shafkas Chai by Kemisha. And he says, because without Mishumi Guna, we would have made a low plug. That once we tie Tanina and Mizuyev by Shtar, we would also be Tanina and Mizuyev by Kemisha. But since it's a start of Mishumi Guna, we don't make the low plug. And we're not Tanina and Mizuyev. But what do you see from Taisus? With the Ram Shefer, without the Ram Shefer, makes no difference. You see from Taisus that when we have the Svara of Shafkas Chai, we only apply the Svara of Shafkas Chai to stars. We don't apply the Svara of Shafkas Chai to Get. Even why? We should be Guna. But really, without a Guna, we should apply it to Get Isha. But Taisus says you should be Guna, the Shafkas Chai, that Svara of Shafkas Chai, does not carry over to Get Isha to do Tanina. So how can I say that the reason why Rabban Da'atra, which is by stars and Get Isha, Rabban Da'atra, that if the Baal Tain is Mizuyev, the Baal is Nemen. The Baal Tain is Shalom Shma, any other Psulo, he's not Nemen. Why is the Baal Nemen the Tain is Mizuyev? So I say because of the Shafkas Chai. Taisus said the Farish, that Mishumi Guna, Rabbanan did not make it a Shafkas Chai by Get Isha. Okay. Right? Let me try to say that again, just make sure it's clear, and then I'm running short, but we'll say it again. The question we want to know, start out, what is the reason why the bow is never to time and Mizuyev? Why did the Rabbanan and Sakin, the right side of the bow is not never? Because I borrowed a story from Taisus and that days of an hour, that Mizuyev, there's a problem with a Shafkas Chai. But Gufa, Taisus, he uses that story in that days, he's using it for Tanina, because the person's not here, Tanina Mizuyev, and he clearly says it doesn't apply to Get Isha, because of Mishumi Guna. So how can I take this part of Shafkas Chai and apply it to Get Isha, and to say that the Baal's name is the same as Mizuyev, because of the Shafkas Chai, both by Get Isha and by Shtar. So I think the answer I would like to say is we have this answer in a few places that there's two svaras. There's a svara called low plug, and there's a different svara which calls that it's automatically included in the tzuras of takama. That's not a low plug, meaning a stop, to give a mashal. A low plug would mean, let's say there's an Arab in Gaza, right? In Gaza now. There's 5 buildings. There are terrorists in 4 out of 5 buildings. The 5th building, there's no terrorists. We have to go ahead and blow up the 4 buildings. The 5th building, we have no reason to blow it up. So the pashas would be, you shoot 4 bombs, one bomb at each building, you blow up the 4 buildings. But low plug means we're afraid that the soldiers might make a mistake. And they might confuse which building to blow up. So you know what? Instead of blowing up 4 buildings, we're going to send 5 bombs to blow up all 5 buildings. That's a low plug. The whole we have no need to send that bomb. The bomb is no purpose. There's no purpose to blow up that building. They're not connected to buildings. We can send the other 4 buildings we can blow up out this building. But we're afraid people will make a mistake. The other system would be that there's one building, there's 5 rooms in the building, and there are terrorists in 4 of the 5 rooms. But in order to get the 4 rooms and terrorists, you have to blow up the building. If you blow up the building, you destroy the 5th room too. Now, maybe theoretically you could go, if you stand on your head and figure out some crazy thing and risk your soldiers, you can figure out a way to save the people in that one room. But the pashtus is the way to do it. You blow up the building, the whole building collapses. So that's not low plug. That's much better than low plug. That's because once you're doing it, you do it, and it's included in the takana. So I think over here. So Rabba made a takana, according to me, because of the Shafkas Chai, they made a takana that they were nervous and whatever, that we pass a star because of Mezuyif. It's about over time as Mezuyif, we're nervous as Mezuyif. Once you make such a takana, you have to, that you're making a takana, the surah of the takana is, we have to explain better maybe what the surah of the takana is, but the superficial surah of the takana is that when the Baal of Kain is Mezuyif, we're nervous as Mezuyif. No, if you're nervous as Mezuyif, so then the Gedish is the exact same thing. You can't split. It's a stira. Are you nervous from Mezuyif or you're not nervous from Mezuyif? If you're nervous from Mezuyif by Shtar Bombin, you have to be nervous from Mezuyif by Gedisha. There's no basis to say here we're nervous and here we're not nervous. The fact that Gedisha doesn't have the motivation of Shabbos Chai, that's a motivation. But in the Surah Takana, it's a difference that doesn't make for a difference. In other words, the Shabbos Chai is not a reason why you should have nemanis. It's a why a person should be nervous. It's a reason that motivates person to make a takana that they're nervous. So, but the takana is that we're nervous. If you're nervous, if you made a takana, the truth of the takana is that you're nervous for Mezuyif. If the yashras is you're nervous for Mezuyif, then you gotta be nervous by Gedish also. Taisus is using it when it comes to Taninin. Taninin is not just that we're saying we're always Taninin. The whole thing Taninin is Psach Picha Le'ilein. So Psach Picha Le'ilein, so then it makes sense. If you're an Ilen, it's Psach Picha. If you're not an Ilen, you're not Psach Picha. By Gedish, you're not an Ilen because there's no, we don't want to forget. We're not helping, we're Mishumi Guna. We're helping, we want to help the lady. Why would we want to help the husband? We want to help the lady. We're trying to help. And so in the svara of Psach Picha and the Ilan, so then the Shumi Gula can it logically makes a difference in the structure of the din. But in the svara that we're placing for Mezuyif, there's no difference. Shumi Gula would not make a logical difference. Therefore, it makes sense to say that the reason why Hashina Mezuyif is because of the Shafkas Chai. Hashas Asina Achi comes out an amazing thing. There is a Taisus in Suvas, which is very hard to read. The Taisus in Suvas is going on Rab. Rab holds that if you say Mezuyif, if you tie the parati, you're not nemin with a migoy Mezuyif. So Taisus asks the kasha, why not? So first Taisus says a very simple story, which sounds very logical, because a person would much rather want to say parati than Mezuyif, because Mezuyif you can be caught, because you can prove that it's not Mezuyif. But parati you can't be caught, so it's not a good migoy. Sounds like a great start. After they got, it's hard to understand which more. Then Taisus says the second svara, quotes Rashi, that the svara is that because since it's only the Rabbanan that you're never to say Mezuyif, so the Rabbanan only gave you an Rabbanan to Mezuyif when you time in the Shiur. But if you didn't time it, then they never gave you the nemanas. So, there's Rabbanan said, if you time in the Shiur, then you have the nemanas to time in the Shiur. But if you didn't time in the Shiur, then you don't even have the nemanas to time in the Shiur. So you want to have a migui. Believe me, with a migui to say parati, because I could have said mizuyah, but you don't have the money to say mizuyah. If I would have said mizuyah, I would have been believed. That's only because Rabban's takana, but Rabban only made that takana if you died of mizuyah. If you didn't die of mizuyah, they never made that takana. So you can't have a migui that I could have said mizuyah, because you don't have the kayach to say mizuyah, because they didn't make the takana to say mizuyah. That's something what the Taita said. Anyway, if it didn't make any sense, then don't worry, because it doesn't make any sense. So that Taisa says is that it's one of the Marabakamis here, what's the name of the Sefer? Forgot the name. Whatever the name. It brings the kasha. He brings that the way this is on the notes on her, we'll have to skip a part of it. It says is that it's all one there. The Taisus, the regular migui doesn't work because of the first reason Taisus gave. And Taisus is about the second part of Taisus is saying is not to explain why there's no migui, because I would never explain why there's no migui. Because the migui is, believe me, I'm telling the truth, because I wanted to lie, I could have said a better lie. So the fact that I only get that money to say mizuyah when you say mizuyah, so still good, I have a migui. Believe me, I'm telling the truth, if I wanted to lie, I could have said mizuyah, then I would have had a ra and that money to mizuyah. But it's coming to explain a different numbers. I'm skipping, so you'll excuse me, but what are the other numbers? So at the end of the piece, first he says something else, but we're not trying to narrow on it. So at the end of the piece, he brings the face of Hoshana, that Titus is coming afuke the scar of first time. Face of Hoshana. In other words, when a person time is mizuyah. I'm sorry, time parati. So you want to believe in with a migui of mizuyah. So migui doesn't have a standard migui. Believe me, I'm telling the truth, because I wanted to lie. I was at a better liar. Because you're afraid to say mizuyah, because you might get caught. But now, that is the second kasha. It's good time. Granted, he said we wouldn't want to say it, but a nice he has that money to say mizuyah. So he has Kostaina. So as Kostaina, he should be believed to say parati. So that Rashi answers of some Ram Shadrei that he doesn't really have this Kostaina because Rabban never gave him this Kostaina. They never gave him this Kostaina unless he died with it. Problem is, as we all know, is everyone who all know, but hopefully many of us know, is that we don't like Kostaina. I don't like Kostaina because we know in every migui in Shas does not seem to be working through Kostaina. Because every migui the group is saying, this svara, the Titus himself says here, that if there's a reason why you wouldn't have wanted to say the time that you could have said, there's no migui. And we don't say, even though you wouldn't have wanted to say it, but you got Kostaina. So how can Titus over here be working with Kostaina? That means that he's trying to explain why there's Kostaina. That means that every migui, besides being that migui can work two ways. First, Titus first had a shlug up why not the regular migui, and then he had a shlug up why not Kostaina. There's two different types of migui. And every migui has two places. Very, very different. So, according to what we're saying, I like to suggest the following suggestion: that another normal migui never works with Kostaina because it's a lie. You don't have this Kostaina. Because in every migui, the time that you could have said is believed for a reason. The time that you're saying is not believed for a reason. So you don't have this Kostaina for that type of taina. In other words, the taina that I could have said A, which I could be believed because I have a raya. Therefore, believe me with Taina B. But Taina B doesn't have a raya. So you can't say it's close Taina. You don't have this close to be up to win with a Taina that doesn't have a raya. You only have this close to win with a Taina that has a raya. Person in Bo Basra. I could have said that you're not the Marikama. I could have denied that you're the Marikama. I could have said it was always bad. I believe that you're the Marikama, but I say I bought it from you. So I have a migui. The migui is, if I would have said you're not the Marikama, I believe because I'm not finding anything. But now that I believe that you're the Marikama, I have to find the Marikama. There's no schus taina. I don't have the schus to be the Marikama. I have the schus to be a non-Marikama. Every migui is like that. There's a reason why the taina that you would be believed with it works, because that taina has some maida on the taina that you're taining. That does not work. That's why it means a migui. Every migui by definition has to be that way. So by definition, it's a checker to say you have this close taina. You don't have this close taina. You have this close to win with the first taina because it has certain cases. So when you have those cases, you have this close taina. But when you don't have those cases, you don't have this close taina. The only exception to that rule is over here. Because over here, what we're saying is when you taina mezuyah, the etzem you should not be believed to taina mezuyah. Mezuyah is as crummy taina as you have. It's even crummier than paratim. It's a shliach. It's against the ruba de ruba. It's a horrible taina. It's just because of the Hoshana cry came on the Rabbanan and said, even though you got a crummy taina, and there's no basis to believe you, and there's no basis whatsoever, we made a takana that you're never. That means that even you made a takana, you made a tzuris a takana, that I'm Nevin when there's a star, that I'm able to slug up a star with a crummy taina. So then, if I can slug up the taina with a crummy taina, I can slug it up in Perua. Perua is no worse than the taina of Mezuyah. Perua, for Mezuyah, that's an offensive finish, a ruba de ruba against it, and a Perua against it. Shark will be on my boy. They're exactly the same. The Gabi, the Medina, in the strength of the Tainas, are exactly the same. There's absolutely no reason to believe Mezuyah more than you should believe Perua. So then you do have this Kosaina. By every migui in the world, there's the whole Yisrael of migui is if one taina is believed, the other taina is not believed. The reason why the first taina is believed, because it has some inherent strength. The second taina doesn't have that strength, so there's no schus taina. You only have a schus taina when you have that strength of the first taina. But by Zuyah, which be'etzem should not be believed, because it's only Rabba Da'asher. And we say, what does say Pshat? The Rabba Da'asher is going to be Shomiguna, which means that not that there's a reason to be nervous. There's no reason. It's not a good taina. There's no basis. It's not the Rabba Da'asher because they're nervous. The Rabba are not nervous. There's no chash. There's no more chash. Except that it's a great beaver. There's a ruba de ruba. It's even a better beaver than the Perua. That's what the Maran says. But if you made a takana, that I'm no big game, you can taina mezuyah. If you made a takana, I can taina mezuyah without a basis, so you have to get then out, it's supposed to taina. So what the beauty of this is, that is very beautiful, is that Rabba has a few rides that's supposed to taina. What's interesting that two of his, not many rides, two of his rides was Gupta from this case. That you believe with the migui of Perua up to Mezuyah. One is from the Tzaivis and Zubis and Chavtat, and two is our Tzaivis. And both of them are really in the case of Perua and migui to Mezuyah. So we're saying that this is that the migui to Mezuyah is a different. It could be Rabbanan, could be right. That by migui the mezuyah to get schus taina, but nowhere else. Okay, I know. If you know Taisus, there's also an art Taisus that Eines in Peru. Okay, but okay, 1 tenth, nothing. So what does this do for us? So basically, we're finished. It comes out that we're saying in silence that Shmuel says that you're believed with a migui that you could have parati bigger than the zuyif. We said that Taisus, that Rashi on that test is following Shmuel. Just like Shmuel says that by Shtar Bamin, you're believed with parati bigger than the zuyif. Likewise, by Get, you're believed to say Shalom Lishma bigger than the zuyif. But the way we're explaining Pshat and Taivas and Shuvas, the way this is out and the way that quotes it, is that the Etzem, Shmuel agrees it's not really a migur. Because you don't have a migur because you wouldn't want to say Mizuyah, because you're afraid you might get caught. The reason why Shmuel says you believe Parati migur than Mizuyah is not because of migur, but because of Skostaina. Because Taivas was only explaining why Rav disagrees, but Shmuel holds because it's Skostaina. Why is there a Skostaina? We explained the reason why there's a Skostaina because Rabbanu were misakin and we're kashina for Mizuyah, even though there's no basis. Oh, if Rabbanu were misakin and you're kashina for Mizuyah for no basis, the Tzuras of Takana is that by Shtar, I have the money without it, even though it's not, when a time is given the Tzol Shliach. So then who then I should be believed, but it didn't die in the Tzol Shliach. But that's only true according to the Gemara's Maskana, not Daf Gimel. In other words, the Gemara Daf Gimel that we read, the Gemara asked the Kasha, the boy Trey, the Gemara asked the Kasha that you should need 2 Eidim for Kiyum. That means the Gemara and the Havamina thought that they thought that they were battling. The reason why, if the husband, if the spouse, dover, tainted, at the start of the Zuyuf, he's believed because it's a real shash. And for the Gemara, that the Kiddush Reish Lakish, and the Chatzah Shtar, the Shnei Kedus and Benzin, Rabba Dasa, says Rashi, no Chatzah Vinish. We're in the Havamina clearly do not know that. In other words, so there's a machlokes between the Havamina and Maskana and the Gemara. Why a star needs, why the Baldavar is believed to tie in the Zuyah. The Gemara and the Havamina thought that the Baldavar believed to tie in the Zuyah, because why not? It's a real shash. Could be the Zuyah. There's no raya that's not the Zuyah. He's not believed to say Parati, starts with the other my boy. From the Zuyah, the Gemara and the Havamina thought, there is no raya that's not the Zuyah. So the Baldavar walks any time as Mizuyah, he's believed, because why should he be believed? He's mopsik, he has a good taina. The Gemara and the Maskana, the Chadesh, Kiddush Lakish, that ain't that's in a Shakri Shekar use of the dancing, because it's a story of the Chatzah Finish, and really Medina, he's not believed to say Mizuyah, and it's only Midrabban who does it. So it comes out that based on that switch in the Havamina and the Maskana, would be totally if you have a Skostaina. If you learn, like the Gemara's Havamina, that the reason why you believe to say Mizuyah is because Mizuyah is inherently a good shash. There's a good suffix that maybe that gets the stars Mizuyah. Because we don't hold that Okotza finishes the Yufei people 4 stars. There's really a possibility that I'm Mopsik in the money, I tie it with Mizuyah. If I'm Mopsik, I believe. So then, there's no Skostaina, you have a Skostaina, to Taina, you have a good Taina, a Taina that's Shliach. If you don't have a Skostaina, to Taina that's not Shliach, so your Taina is Perua is not Shliach, the starts of the other my boy. I meant to say Mizuyah, because it's Shliach. The stars are having a helm that there are stars that are Mizuyah. That's why you need it, because it's a Shliach, think a possibility. We made it, he only has a Skostaina for something which is Shliach. He doesn't have a Skostaina for Perua because it's not Shliach. Of course not. There's no such thing as Skostaina that you can carry over from one time to another time. So therefore, according to the Gemara's Havamina, the whole Svara of Shmuel would not make any sense. Because if Mizuyah is believed because it's a good Taina, and Perua intrinsically without a Migui is not believed because it's not a good Taina, so there's no Skostaina. Because you only believe when you have a good Taina. You only been supposed to be a good Taina, not for a bad Taina. But once the Gemara is Mechadish, Kiddush Reish Lakish, that Reish Lakish hold both the Shashik the Reish Lakish hold and the Shashik Shekrit is that to be derived, you don't need kiyum. Because really, the ruba, the parts of it is just a yufik. And there's no chash. And it's just a takana d'Rabbanan, and we're saying in the Shamash no shafis chai, that even though there's no reason to be nervous, because of no shafis chai, we made a takana that you can pass it with the zuyas. So then the zuyas and perua are exactly the same. So then, then it makes sense that you have or zuyas and another shma. It's exactly the same. So then it comes out that you would have this first time. So the Vedas, Rashi is beautiful. Rashi and not days. In the Mishnah is working according to the Gemara Havamina that the Gemara thought that Kiyum Shtar is Midaraisa. You need Midaraisa about Bali to say Mizuyah. Since about Bali to say Mizuyah, so there's no Svar of Skos Taina. The only Svar you can have is a Migui, and Titus and Subis explained there's no Migui because a person would rather Taina Mizuyah, would rather Taina not time Mizuyah because he can get caught. So therefore, if you tie in the Shalom Shema, there's no Migui, no Raya to telling the truth because he didn't want to say Mizuyah, afraid he's going to get caught. So there's dynamic. But what Rashi, but then the Gemara not Gimel is Mechadesh that really you don't have Nemanis if you're right and say Mizuyah. There's a Takana D'Rabbanan that they gave you Nemanis even though there's no reason to give you Nemanis. Once you say that, then there's a special Svarah Sosaina that you never to say Migui of Perua or Migui of Shal Shma. Therefore Rashi, that's Shal Shma. Therefore Rashi on Daf says that the bow, which is after Daf Gimel, says when the bow walks in and Tainis, he's Paislo, even in Shal Shma, he'd also be believed because he believed with this first Taina of Ramazuyah.
Teach them.